Here are some good quotes to keep in mind, especially as you study alternative healing, energy therapy, as it were, or alternative politics. And then you have a better understanding of why some people don't believe in what you tell them. And you also have an understanding of why some people have a hard time accepting it if they do finally believe in what you're telling them, either about health or about politics. These are some very profound statements. Quote, "It is hard for the good to suspect evil as it is for the evil to suspect good." Marcus Cicero, statesman, orator, writer, 106 to 43 BC. Evil's best defense is man's denial of its existence, usually under the terms conspiracy theorist, nut, or paranoid, along with the propaganda that humans are essentially evil. The penalty good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Plato. To be afraid is to have more faith in evil than in God. Emmett Fox. The nationalist not only does not disapprove of atrocities committed by his own side, he has a remarkable capacity for not even hearing about them. Or I should say this about the communists, the internationalists, the one-worlders. To put the above in plain English, the democracies say they disapprove of atrocities committed by his own side, but in reality he has a remarkable capacity for not even hearing about them. This is by George Orwell, author of the book 1984. The individual is handicapped by coming face to face with a conspiracy so monstrous he cannot believe it exists. J. Edgar Hoover, director of the FBI. The evils of tyranny are rarely seen but by him who resists it. John Hay, 1872. It isn't that they can't see the solution, it is that they can't see the problem. G.K. Chesterton. Those conspiracies that are too incredible to be believed are, by the same right, those which most often succeed. Marshall McLuhan, philosopher. Only the small secrets need to be protected. The large ones are kept secret by public incredulity. Again, by the same person. Probably the most difficult thing for Americans to admit to as a nation is that their president is evil. This is from a political panorologist, Democratic Underground. The truth that makes men free is for the most part the truth which men prefer not to hear. Herbert Agar. I do not believe Tony Blair was a fundamentally good man who went bad. I believe he was evil in the first place. Steve Earle, Independent Review, 22nd of July, 2007. There is no defense against an evil which only the victims and perpetrators know exist. Christopher X. He's a Freemason, Whitehall, high civil servant, as recorded by Stephen Knight and published in his book, The Brotherhood. A moderate is either someone who has no moral code of his own, or if he does, then he's someone who doesn't have the guts to take sides between good and evil. Rick Gabar. Extremely evil men and women who make up the world's power elite have cleverly cultivated a virtual pasture so grass green that few people seldom, if ever, bother to look up from where they are grazing long enough to notice the brightly colored tags stapled to their ears. The same people who cannot see their enslavement for the pasture grass have a tendency to view as insane conspiracy theorists those of us who can see the past the farm and into the parlor of his feudal lordship's castle. Slavery and the Eight Veils by Don Harkins. The devil is not a person, but a force which presides over the physical generation under the mythological and horned form of the god Pan. That's P-A-N. Thence came the he-goat of the Sabbath, brother of the ancient serpent, and the light-bearer or philosopher of which the poets have made the false Lucifer of the legend. So ends my quotes on evil. Let me end it with this quote by Jesus Christ. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?